What's up, everybody? We are now live. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's get this going. Hold on. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Nico, the entrepreneur, and I'm here with Marin. So, I know you see the title on the thumbnail of the live. We're going to talk about how to file your complaint with your state attorney general. Now, some changes were made with Florida. So Ashley Moody is no longer the attorney general. We have a new person in town. I was going to say new sheriff, trying to be funny, but we have a new person. So we may have to refile new complaints because maybe he doesn't know about what's going on with One Fat Frog. So that's a good thing. So that's a good thing. Now, if you're watching live, I need you to go ahead and give this a thumbs up because this is very important. We're trying to get the information out there. Please continue to try to watch to the end. It's going to be a lot of things discussed in here. This may be your first time visiting the channel, so welcome. Welcome back to the current subscribers and watchers and viewers. So I appreciate that. I do want to say thank you to Solai Coffee for sponsoring this channel. If you love coffee, want to know more about farm to cup, you want to have more education about how coffee got started and it's king in coffee, you need to click on the link below in the description and you'll save 5% off of your total at the checkout. One sip, and that is it. All right. I just wanted to go ahead and make sure I said that. All right. So I have Mary here, and she's going to introduce herself. She's going to tell you um, all about her and her journey and what she's been going through. And then what I'm going to do is actually post a link to the chat. This is for anyone who is a victim. If you are a victim of One Fat Frog, it's over 700 of us. If you're a victim and they haven't scared you off yet, you can click on that link, come up and tell your story. That's the only way things are going to change. Also, if you bought a trailer from One Fat Frog in the past and you had issues or problems, your warranty was no more warranty because they filed for bankruptcy. If you want to share your story of how you got started with them, you're welcome to do so. Also, if you bought a food truck or food trailer from Phoenix Food Trucks and Trailers, you can also, or you're in the process of buying one, you can also share your story. Click on the link when I actually post it. Okay. All right. Mary, you have the floor.
Okay. Hi. My name is Maran Horsa. Okay. I became a victim of One Fat Frog. When I decided to go with a food trailer instead of owning a restaurant. I always wanted a small restaurant. That was my dream. And my business planner and I came with an agreement that it would be a smart way to go with a food trailer instead of a truck, a trailer. And I came across One Fat Frog One Fat Frog's page online on Google. And I was very, very impressed with their work. And the fact that they were one of the largest manufacturing company in the industry, that's what attracted me to them. So after I paid them my money, like everyone else, I just got the pushed to the side, and here we are now. But now we just gotta move forward and get the word out to let people know how we got here and how we could prevent future issues like this, and to do our part, because as a victim, we do have parts we have to play too after we become victims. We can't just sit back and let the state take over, because sometimes they might never come through. Okay, so I created the group page, Victims of One Fat Frog Food Truck and Trailer, because I realized that I can't be the only one. I had this feelings that if they did this to me, they had to have done it to somebody else. And sure enough, there's 700 of us, but there's only a few of us speaking. I encourage everyone to speak about their experience with One Fat Frog. I encourage everyone to speak about what they have gone through and what they're going through, because this have been a very, very difficult for all of us. It has been financially hard on us. I know there's people that are in a worse situation than I am. There's people that have lost their house. They have lost their marriage over this. They have lost their life savings over this. So I strongly encourage you guys to use your voice by telling the state, not just the state of Florida, but your state that you live in. Because I honestly believe that the reason why we're sitting here right now with One Fat Frog filing with this phony bankruptcy, I call it phony bankruptcy, is because of my state. My state fought in behalf of me, strongly fought in behalf of me. So today we want to focus on strongly talking about how you could file, not just with the state of Florida, but also with your state, because your state also have a duty to protect you. The consumer have the right to be protected by the state. That's why the consumer protection is there. Okay, so we're going to talk about that and how we could file, how you could go about it. I do want to say there's a lot of confusion on the group page, because I keep sharing everyone's, well, whoever comments their state, I keep sharing their group on the group page. I keep sharing the website. All it is like literally put your state name and then Attorney General. And then we're going to talk about that. We'll go through it with you guys today. Then that way I don't have to share, and then there's no confusion. So I will give that back to you, and then you could share your side, and then I could.
Okay. So again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching live or watching a replay, please give this video a thumbs up. Sorry, all day I have a cough drop in my mouth. And all day it's just been just the weather or whatever. But anyway, so what I'm about to do is share the screen on my end and present the Attorney General page. Just give me a second. So as you can see here, Ashley Moody is no longer the Attorney General. She has a new position now, so she's the senator. We also can reach out to her as well. So I know that we did file a complaint. I did the same thing. We went through the website, filed the complaint. So what I'm going to do is just show you the steps. So if you're watching this, give me a second. So when you type in, so people who are in Florida, if you're in another state, file with your state, and so you need to file two. I live here, so I only had to do one. But if you're in another state, but you purchase here, you need to do two. That's the only way something is going to happen. But so what you want to do is type in myfloridalegal.com, and then it'll come up with this. Now I don't want to mess up his name, but we're gonna just go with James. Meyer, it could be Meyer. So he's the new Attorney General for Florida. This button right here, I don't know if you can see me moving the cursor. Maren, can you see that?
Yep, I see you. That's exactly
Okay.
what they need to do.
Okay. Okay. So you'll click on that and then file complaint. So you want to see the options, and the options, if I were coming here to see this, I would click on general inquiries or complaints, click on that first link, and then you're going to fill out this form. So it's the same way like when we filed the first time, when it was Ashley Moody, they just replaced the name. But so it's quick links right here where it's file a complaint, and then but you will fill out all this information. You have to fill out this information, and at the bottom you have to make sure you press submit. So again, if you give me a second. So again, if you file your complaint already with Ashley Moody, you probably want to do it again because now we have a new Attorney General, James. And then also we can reach out to Ashley Moody, who is now the senator. I think she took Marco Rubio's place, I believe. So let me remove this. All right, I'm gonna remove mine. Stop sharing so you can share yours. Let me bring it to the stage. I'll put it on solo and then you can go ahead. You can go ahead. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oh, you're on mute.
I was on mute. Sorry about that. I was going to say I'm a little slow on this because I have never shared and done this before. So, but it's pretty much similar, and it's like the screen is super small, so I can't see. Okay. Can you see what I'm doing? Consumer resources. You see where it is? I'm unable to click on it, but are you still there?
My fault. Now I'm on mute.
Oh, okay.
So I see our office, legal resources, law enforcement. So victim resources. It's the fourth tab.
So consumer resources.
Oh, you got to click on it.
I did. I am clicking on it, but it's not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I was telling you, but it's under that. Okay, so if you live in South Dakota, I don't know, I have heard any South Dakota victims of one fat frog beside myself. But if you are a victim of one fat frog and you live in South Dakota, please reach out to me and I would be more than happy to help you. And also, you could reach out directly to the state attorney general's office. Super, super helpful. I think they've been the most helpful. It's right under consumer resources. You click that down, and I don't know why I can't do it right now, but you click that down and it'll come down, and then there is file complaint. So you just click that
Okay,
and follow.
I'm gonna do it. Like, give me a second. Hold on.
Okay,
All
you
right,
do it.
so I'm gonna remove it. Yeah, I'll remove it.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's what I was telling you earlier. I couldn't get it to, if it would come up.
I'll do it on my end and see
Perfect. See if
I
you
can
could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's super, super easy. And it's mostly most of the states that I've had research how to make a complaint. It's pretty much similar. There you go.
All right, hold on for a second. Okay, so you said now can you see me doing it? Okay. Consumer resources and then consumer protection.
Okay, go to victim resources maybe.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I thought yeah.
No.
All right, so
oh, okay. No, earlier when I looked at it, it was under consumer resources.
let me see something.
Section and then file.
There you go. Consumer.
It is under that.
So there you go. So consumer protection and then consumer complaint form. You click on that.
Yep.
All right. And then submit a complaint.
Yep.
So if you want to read this, read all of this first and then submit a complaint. Let's see what comes up. All right. So is it Marty Jackley?
Yep, Marty Jackley. Yep.
Okay. So that's for South Dakota. So if you're in South Dakota, then you will file in South Dakota and then you will file in Florida.
Could we do another one? Let's say you live in Nevada. Can you look up Nevada and then I know there was a victim that lived in Nevada and did not know how to file a complaint. Let's do another state. Just pick up a random state and then just to show them how simple it is.
Okay. So you will type in your state and then Attorney General.
Yep.
And then it should automatically pop up.
It should.
It should.
But it does. Because I've done
but every website is different. So it may not be in the same place like Florida or South Dakota. You may have to look for it. So here it has fraud and scams, victim services. So let's go to victim services and then victim resources. So it may be in different spots or different areas of the website, the web page, when you actually go. So
and one of them that I was researching, it had the 3 French fries is what I call it, right at the front on the side. You know what I'm talking about?
Where? Oh, you talking about on this page?
Not on this page, but on one of the victims pages. One of the victim states I was looking at, and it's got the 3 French fries that comes down.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, you have to look around. Click every button. It does not hurt to do your research. Look, like our office, like anything that's got to do with victim resources, consumer resources, consumer protection, that it's going to be under that. So
So yeah, that's the only thing. Just make sure they have like an email address or whatever. If even if you wanted to like look up their information,
Yeah.
click on their information, read more about them, see if they're on social media. They don't check their social media. They probably have their assistant check it. Um, but you need to know who your attorney general is. Your Yeah, you need to know. Um, I'm a little disappointed because, you know, it seems like One Fat Frog is like winning at this point. That's why they filed the bankruptcy, because that was like a get out of jail card free like type of situation to like not have them be put in jail. And for the victims, even I don't care who threatened you. My thing is, what else can they do to you? They already stole your money. They already made you homeless. They already
Well,
took away your hope. They already did certain things to you. And for you not, sorry, for you not to speak out and share your story, it's like you're just saying, hey, you won, it's okay. You took my money, it's okay. You took my 50, 60, $70,000 cash that I worked for, saved up, or it was given to me, you
can
know.
I can I say something on that? So I think a lot of people just like, I gotten a few threats from you know who, and I was actually, I have anxieties and stuff like that from it. And my family have encouraged me to back out of it, back out of this whole thing. It's like it's $40,000. You could make $40,000. It's like we don't want to lose you. You know, people do scare you, but we have to like we cannot. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I believe the law will come through. Yes, do I have to fight? Yes, of course I have to fight. But I honestly believe that the law is always for the victims and not the criminals. So we have to continue to talk about our story, and we cannot let these people punk us, you know? We can't. Um we need to fight for what's rightfully ours. We cannot just let them take from us and just say, oh, well, we're just going to walk away. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep speaking about it. So, yes, and if you haven't reached out to your attorney general, reach out to them. Their phone number. You could even Google their phone number and call them. They are there to help you. They will assist you. They will help you. If you're not good at computer, which I am not either, they'll send you a form to fill out. So there's no excuse. If we all did this before One Fat Frog filed for bankruptcy, I don't think there was a chance that we would be in the situation that we are right now. So, but it's not too late. I think we could still do a lot of things on our part. We cannot give up. We cannot give up.
I agree. So I know some of the questions that I posed about filing a lawsuit or whatever. I'm going to do the rest of them because I didn't finish last week. So I stopped at this one. Are you ready for laws to change? Oh, I have a
United States.
typo.
It's okay.
Hold
You're good.
on.
I could read it.
Yeah, let me change that right quick. Look at that. Woo. All right. Are you ready for laws to change for consumers in the state of Florida? I'm going to start with me, of course. So, yes, I am ready for laws to change. I think that is long overdue. Now, I probably have to do more research, but I don't know when the consumer protection laws, or some people say we have them. I don't think we have consumer protection laws here for consumers. That's just my opinion. Not for what I'm going through, we don't. I don't know when the small claims was enacted. I don't know like when it started. Um, but it's old. It's outdated. It should be $8,000. I mean, I lived in Texas and theirs is up to $20,000. I guarantee you, if small claims was like 15 or 20 or $30,000, I highly doubt that they would have got away with so much. But because there really are no laws or lawyers to be able to assist us with this, it's kind of like, well, who are you going to believe? This company, or are you going to believe 3 or 4 people because they scared the other victims? They threatened the other victims. So now they're not speaking up. So now it makes it seem like, oh, me, Marin, and a few other people, we're just complaining. Oh, we're just disgruntled, or, now we have attitudes because we didn't get our trailer. But you filed bankruptcy on purpose and you created 2 other businesses. And you're doing the same thing again. Like, I don't understand this. And it just seems like the politicians, the state of Florida politicians, are turning their heads like, well, it's not me, who cares? But I guarantee you, and I have to keep saying this, if it was the reverse, like it's probably 90 to 95% minority of the victims. I guarantee you, if that was 90 to 95%, even probably 70% white, this probably would never happen if the victims were white. I guarantee it. And Republican. But I kid you not, it's people out here, they don't have another plan because that was their life. They didn't have a plan B because that was their life. And until people start speaking up, that's the only way that things will change. But if you keep your mouth closed because they threaten you and you still scared, then I don't know what to say. All I hope is when people come to this video and watch it, they can say, you know what? I'm not in the state of Florida, but I'm located in Georgia, or I'm located in New York, or Chicago, or here or there. You know what? I'm going to send someone to help you, or I'm going to reach out to you. So I will be on bigger platforms, like I said before, saying, hey, you know what? We need help, because evidently they don't care about us, but then they want us to vote. Like I told you before, you would never, ever get my vote. Ever. And you're probably saying, okay, well, you just want to vote, who cares? You'd be surprised. If I can, you just don't know. And like I tell people, until that situation happened to you, I guarantee you would have done something about it a long time ago. If this would have happened to Ron DeSantis, his family members, any other senator, their family members or close friends, I guarantee you this would, they would have been up under the jail. So I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can say is, hey, victims, you need to speak up. I'm going to continue to speak up. Mary's going to continue to speak up, and whoever else.
To the day I die. To the day I die.
So what I'm going to do is actually share the link. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to share the link to invite people to, and even if you bought a food trailer or a food truck from elsewhere, another state, if you had a good experience, share your story. It's okay. You don't have to be a victim to click on the link. If you want to, I would have to see your face though. You can't hide behind an avatar because I don't know who you are. But if you have a good story about buying your food trailer from another place, then make sure you click on that link and share your story. Or if you are a lawyer but you don't really take consumer protection cases, but you know someone who does, come up. So give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up.
Well, you're doing that. I'm just going to say, yes, we are ready for laws to change for the consumer in the state of Florida. I do not live in the state of Florida, but I have some things that I was thinking that would help. Insurance for those big corporation to ensure, just in case, if they are, not sure. And what is insurance for? If insurance is for accidents, right? If they accidentally miscooperated their money, the consumers could be protected. Insurance would be a good one. And protection for minorities, okay? Minorities, and education for both, not just the consumers, but the corporation. They need education. Because I guarantee you, if one fat frog have insurance,
Okay.
we would not be here. We would all be, and they wouldn't go bankruptcy, potentially, So those are the things that I think that would be helpful. Insurance, because I have to have insurance for my car just in case if I have an accident, right? So I don't wreck somebody's car. And why can this be the same thing? They wreck my life and 700 people's life, and they get to walk free because of this bankruptcy law. It's ridiculous. So I think we do need to keep reaching out to our state lawmakers also.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next question. In your state, have you reached out to your politicians about your situation with One Fat Frog? So I have. I love Twitter. Now, Twitter, you can get some noise, or X, if that's what you want to call it, but I still call it Twitter. You can get some noise on there. It's just that most of these politicians, they don't check like their accounts. They have their assistant or whoever checks it. They might look at it, but if they don't know you or whatever, then they probably won't say anything. And who knows? I mean, they probably do read it, but because they dealing with so many other things, it's like we're like at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want to answer that question, you can. But if you're watching this on replay, answer these questions that I put up and leave your comments, because people need to read these comments. Even if you don't want to click on the link to come up, please leave comments. I will respond. Please leave comments.
I have reached out to my politician. I have emailed and not too long ago, so I'm just gonna give them some times to respond, and I'm going to the office if I don't get a respond, and I will continue to go to the office until I get respond, because I'm a person that I need to talk to you or see you or whatever. I don't believe in this email crap, I mean, it's a great communication tool, but anybody could be reading your email and then tossing it to the side. So I like to go to those people. So I have a few ideas as far as going to the politician, but yes, I have reached out to my mayor, and I will reach out to more politicians. But yeah, we all need to do it though. This is not a one person. Like, just because I go to my politician, they'd be like, okay, well, she said this, but nobody else is complaining about this company. So what? Well, she said this, but two people are complaining, so they're talking about it. It's just two people and we're nobody. But if 700 of us, or half of us, half the 700 people start making noise, that's a lot of people, that's a lot of people. They didn't just affect 700 people. They affected their family, their kids, their whole entire being. So yes, I can't hear you.
My fault.
That's okay.
Of
That's
course
okay.
they did.
Yeah.
Of
Mhm.
course they did. Oh my gosh. Like, I remember when I first sent out my first tweet. And I'm not saying, I'm not a nobody compared to, the people on Twitter. And I sent out a tweet. I'll never forget the first one. And of course, no response, nothing. And you can see when like people comment or like it or whatever, and I'm thinking to myself like, why are these politicians not helping us? What is it about one fat frog other than them threatening victims and everyone else not to speak against them? But what is it about this company that the state of Florida is not doing nothing about it? No, seriously, like think about it. I don't know what it's going to take or who's
Tr-
going to watch these lives.
Trust me, I thought
Something
about
has
it.
to happen.
I've thought about it. I've thought about it. I've thought about it so many times. I'm like, I think the whole state of Florida is in it, and I don't care. I will talk about it. I think the whole state of Florida is in it. I think the politicians are in it. Uh, and actions speak louder than words. Have the state of Florida have failed us? Yes, absolutely. Because you know what? I was never supposed to be a victim. The consumer protection, they failed us. The Better Business Bureau, they failed us. Whoever is supposed to monitor businesses, they failed us. They were supposed to, whoever like, let me tell you this. To transfer my money from one of my bank, this was after I paid them half my money. I was trying to transfer 14,000 something, almost $15,000 to one fat frog. That would have been, my payment to pay it off. I went to my bank, one of my bank, and they didn't want to do it. They're like, no. I think the bank that denied me did they have more, they've done more than the state of Florida. Because I knew that day, I was like, why would they deny me? I'm like, this is a legitimate company. I said, this is going to a company. I'm buying a trailer from this company. I'm like, this is the biggest manufacturing company. And they're like, no, I think you don't know. So they must have did their research and they've seen. I will never forget that day. I wish I would have done my own research. But it's crazy. Yes, they failed us, and I think the state of Florida, they need to be held accountable too, not just one fat frog, but the state of Florida. And I don't know who's gonna hold them accountable.
So I know that, when we elect politicians, they work for us. And I know it's a lot of situations going on, but when you have a company that steals money, never gave you your trailer, now they didn't pull that on other businesses that purchase trailers. Never. They would have never done that. Because guess what? Those businesses have bigger lawyers than them. They knew what they were doing from the beginning. They knew that, okay, I know that I can take, it's like taking, candy from a baby. They knew what they can, to do. Just like being a bully. You know, when if a bully is messing with you and you don't say anything, they're gonna continue to bother you until you do something about it, right? Each person that they went to and threatened, they knew that they weren't gonna say anything because it's the language barrier, right? Because most of the victims, English, they don't really speak English. It's more Spanish speaking. So if they try to tell their story, they may not have anyone to translate to English. And so they feel uncomfortable already speaking the little English that they speak. So that's another reason why it was easy to scare them, because it's like no one's going to understand you anyway, right? So I just think that whoever is watching this video, and if you in this situation, whether it's Florida or a different state, you need to stand up and speak out. That's the only way it's going to happen. We're going to continue to keep doing these lives. The next live that we do, we're going to talk about all of each, so the staff. Mario is going to be the first one. So we're going to talk about Mario, and we're going to talk about everybody else. We're going to line them up. And if I can find Facebook photos, so you better, I'm telling you now, take down your Facebook photos, because I'm coming for you. I'm going to find, right, go ahead. So, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot all the photos I can find. So when I bring up their Facebook profile or whatever, I'm going to find you. And we're going to, yep, everybody.
And
we're going to talk about everybody. Because everyone should be held
accountable. Yeah. And they should just pay us back too. They should pay us. Are they gonna make them pay restitution to us?
How can they pay us? How can they pay us? They claim they don't know where the money is. You don't know what $18 million is, and you stole it?
They know. No, Connie told us where the $18 million was. But I was gonna say, you said about language barrier, the state of Florida going to the authorities. It's not language barrier. The state of Florida just gave us the other cheek. That's what they did. They didn't want to listen, because I was calling there every day telling them about this company. They acted like they didn't know what I was talking about. I'm speaking English, am I not? I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you what happened. Are you going to investigate? Are you going to do something about it? They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. They did absolutely nothing. So it's not just language barrier. If somebody's telling you, it doesn't matter if somebody's telling you somebody stole my money, it doesn't matter what in one language, you'll understand, trust me. And when they said I pay for a trailer I never got, I was telling the state of Florida that, and they just totally did not give it. So it's not language barrier. Honestly, I hope somebody will, the FBI or whoever's job this is, to get to the bottom of it, and we get our money back and we get some justice, because those criminals deserve time. Because don't tell me you don't know. It's like using our own people to steal from us. You notice, like, most of the employees were Hispanic, or they were Hispanic.
Right.
They use their own people to steal from their it's crazy. So it's just, it makes no sense. So don't tell me they didn't know. They know. It was like a bait, you use a fish to catch a fish. That's what they did. That's what they did. It's just, it's unbelievable. So we cannot stop talking about it. We have to let, somebody's got to give us our money back. Somebody's got to give us justice, because we're going to talk about it. That something's got to change. I mean, I've heard a lot about the state of Florida, but I never thought it was this bad. Never thought it was this bad. So we have to keep talking about it. There's a judge, we supposedly we have rights. Where's our rights? Okay. They could file for bankruptcy, right? But yet we have to keep paying our loan. That just makes no sense. And then we have to pay $1,000 to get our own transcript of the court hearing. That makes no sense, does it? Where is the? So we have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting. Somebody's got to listen. We're not going to give up. It's exhausting. But
it is.
We can't. They can't just, literally, they might as well just robbed us on the street. Literally, it would be better. They did it right in front of the state, the whole entire country, and then they just get to walk away. That is crazy.
But I'm telling you, if that was a minority
doing the
same thing, it would be totally different. But why is it they can get away with it?
Yeah.
Even though the staff, it was mixed, it was mixed, it was diverse. But the owners, like, I don't understand that. Like,
because they used, like I told you, it was not a very good example, but they used us to steal from us. They literally, that's exactly what they did. In the state of Florida, I don't know why they let them get away with it. There's got to be, I don't know. I don't know who's going to help us. There's got to be like a lawyer that's got to get to the bottom of this and demand stuff.
That's a good tagline. That's good for a t-shirt. They used us to steal from us.
Yeah, they did. They used us to steal from us.
Yeah, I agree. And that's sad. So in closing, go ahead.
That's what they did. That's exactly what they did. And the state of Florida let them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, if we were to be out on the street, okay, 700 victims. If we would be out on the street, minorities, Black people, minorities, we are just low life. We don't do shit. But you let these people do this to us. It's just, it's unbelievable how I'm telling you, I get so sick just thinking about it. And I really honestly hope there's a lawyer. So when we come out here live talking about our situation, our 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 pain, I'm hoping that there's a lawyer that is willing to not give his service, because you know what? You do that all the time. I give my service all the time, but I realize not everybody is like me, not everybody's like you. But to do the right thing and help us get to the bottom of this, because we are taxpayers. I don't understand how a criminal could get a public defender, but a victim cannot get a.
So backwards. It's so backwards.
Like, we need to keep talking about this, you know? We need to talk about this. Why is it okay for a criminal to get a public defender that is paid from the taxpayers' money? With my money, your money, taxpayers' money. But victims cannot get it. I don't understand. I honestly will never understand this world, but common sense is not common anymore, especially not for the politicians. Whoever makes this law needs to change this law, you know?
In closing, I just want to say every time that I get up in the morning and I look at my life, and I just feel like me being that small business owner, yeah, I can start another business, but the money, it takes money to start another business, which I had, that I gave and paid into this company that just took it away. It's like, and I shouldn't feel this way, but my whole mentality about being a small business owner, unless you're a corporation, a big corporation, S corporation, um, a partnership, those are the ones who really, the laws are written for them to benefit. LLC, sole prop, I'm telling you, small business owners, they don't care nothing about you. They say they do, but they don't care anything about you, because if they did, these are over 700 small business owners that started their business. And I'm not saying they're not doing anything with their business now. They've moved on. But I want to continue to fight, because I just didn't give you $13,000. I want my money back. And we need justice, and you need to go to jail. And I'm really trying to watch. I know the first two lives that we did, that was all Chicago. That was all real for me. But it is to the point where I feel like, even though I'm on my platform and people will hear me, I feel like I'm not being heard to the
The way
right
you want to be.
people. I'm not being heard to the state of Florida. I'm not being heard to a lawyer that can take this case. It's no way in the world that they don't have anything for consumer protections. And if, I don't know how long it's going to take, it could take 10 years, 20 years, whatever. I'm not saying that I'm going to stay here that long to get it done, but what I want to do is try to get some laws passed while I'm still here in Florida. So even if I'm not here to benefit, it will benefit for the people moving forward. Because I guarantee you this going to happen again. It's already happening now under Phoenix Food Trucks and Trailers. They're doing it all over again under a different name. And I don't know what it is with people just stealing, thinking they can just steal from you. We already deal with it with other things and I don't want to talk about that on this channel, but it's There's so many people just stealing. They think they can just steal from you and it's okay. It's not okay.
Not okay. No, you don't know.
Not okay at all.
Mm-mm.
So it's like, what I'm saying is, I was proud to be a small business owner, which I was in Houston. And then I came back here, thought I was going to grow my business, invest in a food trailer, for someone to steal the money from me, gave me the runaround about getting the trailer, and then filed bankruptcy on purpose so they wouldn't have to go to jail. So they didn't have to give us our money back. And you mean to tell me stealing $18 million over 700 people, these people went
Just
ahead
walk
and
through.
created, right? They went ahead and just created other businesses and they're doing it again to new people. You can't make that up. But we sit here on this live encouraging the victim to speak up because One Fat Frog threatened the victims. So they're scared to speak out. So it makes us look like, oh, we're just complaining, oh, we're just disgruntled or whatever.
No.
But no. So whoever, whatever lawyer that can help with consumer protection, send them this live, send them this video. Matter of fact, if you're watching right now, please give this a thumbs up. We need comments. I need this shared. Share it to the news, share it to anywhere you can share it so they can get some exposure on here. Because I'm telling you, One Fat Frog is now Phoenix Food Truck Trailers and Maverick
Maverick
Manufacturing,
manufacturing. Mm-hmm.
and they're doing it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
When will it stop?
Mm-hmm.
So in the future, we're going to be talking about the staff. We're going to talk more about the state of Florida because they're allowing it to happen. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So I just need you guys to continue to keep supporting us because the state of Florida is not supporting us. No one is supporting us.
It is.
Make sure that you file a complaint if you're in Florida. File a complaint with the new attorney general. If you're in a different state, file with your state. And because you bought the trailer here, so you're going to have to do it twice. If you don't do anything, nothing will happen. That's all I got to say.
Yep, like you said, it is very. This have just not, and I'm gonna keep saying this until people go through experience like this, they'll never know. But this have not just sent me way back financially, it have broken me. And I'm sure it have broken everyone. And mind you, I'm a strong person, I'm a fighter, but God, and having the state of Florida not do nothing about it, what a slap in the face. It's like, I don't even matter, you know? Like, why do we even ever go out of our state to do any business with the state of Florida if they're not going to protect their consumers? They shouldn't even have that license to sell out to outsiders. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because they have broken us. Like I'm doing a little bit better now as far as mentally, but this have messed me up in the worst way. So I give them almost $40,000 only to get nothing but the runaround and then to have my money stolen from me and then to be called a liar, to have my reputation destroyed, and to get anxiety and headache from all this. And then I take the right step to complain to the state of Florida and do all the necessary step. And I'm not being heard. What do I do now? What do we do now? What do we do now? Who helps us now? You know, we're not looking to get something for nothing. We want what's rightfully ours, and we want justice. We want justice. I guarantee you I can steal $40,000 from Connie and I would still be just sitting here talking crap or just living large, and threaten her on top of it, you know? So I think the state of Florida needs to listen to us because honestly, when I do when I do find an attorney that is going to take our case, not just with one fat frog, I'm going to include the state of Florida. I'm
Yes.
serious. I'm not playing. I don't know who else is with me, but I'm going to include the state of Florida. Am I looking for money? No, hell no, I'm not looking for money. But for everything that has been done to us, it took me 25, just to give you a quick background about myself. It took me 25 years to get to, actually longer than 25 years to get to where I'm at. To have not just the opportunity, but everything that I needed to say, okay, this is the right moment for me to take my passion and my dream to the next level. And then to have somebody just knock you out completely and break you. That's the worst crime you could commit. And I don't know how else I could put it. It's like they killed us. They literally murdered us without killing us. That's what it feels like. I sometimes feel like I'm dead, but I'm just not dead, Like, how am I going to make this thing happen? How am I going to pay this for $50,000 I got sitting in the back burner? And I don't have any money from my 401. I took my 4. Thank God I had that 401k because I was able to stretch it this far, because when they were giving me my runaround, I was making almost $800 payment to this trailer I never got. This is like crazy. Unbelievable. I would have never thought somebody in America would get away with something like this. It's just not right now, not when we have time, not when there's loss. So I don't know who else we're pleading to or we have to plead to, but we just need justice. We need justice. We're crying out for justice. We're crying out for the state of Florida to listen to us. Stop playing with this nonsense. The bankruptcy is all BS.
It is. It really is.
The bankruptcy is just for them to get out of jail ticket. That's exactly what it was. And they wouldn't even file if it wasn't for one state pushing. I have all the email, all the necessary receipt to prove that One Fat Frog didn't have no plan to stop until they had nowhere to go. They're like, wait a minute, now we better do this because, we don't want to face this. Then to have the ex-husband go to the auction, when they were liquidating the sale from the bankruptcy.
Yeah, they never gave me my
buying the shit that they stole from us.
Yeah, I never got my generator back.
It's just it's unbelievable. It's just crazy. It's like the shit on, like, excuse my language, but like shit you listen to on a story. But this is our life.
This is real life. Yeah, story. This is real life.
This is real story. So please, somebody listen to us. We're crying for help. We need help. We need help. We're not looking for nothing other than what's rightfully ours, what we gave one fat frog. And not just that, but we want justice on top of that. We want one fat frog to be held accountable for doing this to us. Taking 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years off somebody's life is huge. It's like putting them in prison. Sorry. So.
All right, guys. So until next time, make sure you leave your comments, give this video a thumbs up, share it with everyone you know, and I'll see you next time.